Welcome back to another video. I hope you are having a great day and I hope you're excited about learning some trigonometry. In this video, we are going to be talking about calculating degrees, minutes, and seconds, okay? And this is not the time. We're not talking about minutes and seconds as in time. We're talking about an angle, okay? So we talked about in the last video, if you watched it, that the most common measurement for measuring angles is degrees. So we measure angles with degrees, and we talked about having an initial side, and then we also talked about if you go and you do a full rotation, meaning you go around and you stop where you started, that is a 360 degree angle, okay? And so 1 degree would be something that's really short, and that might be even bigger, but this little bitty angle here, we would call that 1 degree. I don't even know if y'all can see that, but 1 degree is a fraction of that full rotation, okay? But now, when we don't even go a full degree, then we have to use smaller measurements called minutes and seconds, all right? And so I want to define minutes and seconds for you, and then I also want to work some examples where we calculate degrees in minutes and seconds, all right? So first of all, let's just start it with defining what a minute and a second is. So a 1 minute, which we use this little line to represent 1 minute, it kind of make you think of when we use measurements for feet and inches, the same type of lines. So 1 minute is denoted like this, and it's defined as 1/60th of a degree. Okay, so it's a fraction of a degree, and the fraction is 1/60th of a degree. Okay. And then we also have 1 second. In second, we use the 2 lines. So kind of similar to what we use for inches. And 1 second is 1/60th of a minute. So that's similar to what we have for time, right? 60 seconds is 1 minute. So it's the same thing, but that's also 1/3600th of a degree, okay? So 1 minute is 1/60th of a degree. 1 second is 1/3600th of a degree. So it's an even smaller fraction of that 1 degree. Okay. So remember, one full rotation is 360 degrees. 1 degree is a really small angle. But if you don't even have 1 degree, then that's when you use minutes and seconds to partition it down. So it's a fraction of a degree. Alrighty. So now let's look at some examples of where we would use these definitions. Okay, so for example 1, we want to perform some operations. But one thing I want to say that I failed to mention earlier, I rewrote my definitions here. 1 minute is 1/60th of a degree. Another way of saying that is that 60 minutes is equal to 1 degree. And another way of saying this one is that 3,600 seconds is equal to 1 degree. Okay. So 60 minutes is 1 degree and 3,600 seconds is 1 degree, okay? So now for our example, we want to perform this calculation, 51 degrees and 29 minutes, and we want to add that to 32 degrees and 46 minutes. So now I'm lining them up. I'm lining my degrees and my minutes up so that we can add them together, and you would add them like normal. Like if this was just one long number, you would add it starting over here. 9 plus 6 is 15. Carry the 1. That is 7. 2 plus 4 plus 1 is 7. 1 plus 2 is 3. Now that's minutes. And 5 plus 3 is 8. Now that's degrees. Now the only thing we would do different is that we would have to convert. If we have any degrees over here, we would have to convert it and move those degrees over here. So how do I know if I have any degrees? So remember, 60 minutes is 1 degree. So if I have more than 60 minutes here, that means I have some degrees in here, okay? And I have 75 minutes. So I have 75 minus 60 is 15. So 75 minutes is equal to 1 degree and 15 minutes, okay? That's because 60 minutes is 1 degree. So if I take out the 60 minutes, I convert that 60 minutes to a degree, and that leaves me with 15 minutes. And so now that means I would add that 1 degree to this 83, and that would become 84 degrees and 15 minutes. Alrighty? Does that make sense? I took the number that was over 60, which was 15, and I wrote it here. Then I took that 60 that I took out and added it over here to the degrees. All right. If you have any questions about how I did that, put it in the comments below. Now let's look at another example similar to that first one, but this time with subtraction. So this time we want to do 90 degrees minus 70 degrees in 12 minutes. So I'm going to line them up. 90 degrees minus 73 degrees in 12 minutes. Now, I want to subtract these this time. And in order to subtract them, I have to have something on top to subtract this 12 from. And I don't have anything up there. So what I need to do is I need to take one of these degrees and turn it into minutes so that I can have some minutes to subtract that 12 from. So remember, 1 degree is equal to 60 minutes. So that means I need to convert this 90 degrees to 89 degrees. So I took one of the degrees from the 90, and now I'm going to make that in minutes. So that 1 degree that I took, I turned it into 60 minutes because 1 degree is equal to 60 minutes. And then that gives me 73 degrees and 12 minutes at the bottom still. And so now I can subtract it because I have something to subtract the 12 from. So I would subtract this normally. I can't do 0 minus 2. So I will borrow from that 6, turn it into a 5, and make this a 10. 10 minus 2 is 8. 5 minus 1 is 4. That gives me 48 minutes. 9 minus 3 is 6. 8 minus 7 is 1. So that gives me 16 degrees and 48 minutes. Now, there is not more than 60 minutes here. So I don't have to worry about moving the minutes. I don't have to worry about moving any degrees over here because this is under 60 minutes. It's only when this is over 60 when I have to take that amount of degrees and put it over here because 60 minutes is 1 degree, okay? So this will be my final answer, 16 degrees and 48 minutes. Any questions whatsoever, put it in the comments below. Okay, for example 3, we want to convert 74 degrees 8 minutes and 14 seconds to decimal degrees, and we want to round it to the nearest thousandths, okay? So again, we're going to convert 74 degrees, 8 minutes, and 14 seconds. And we want to make it all degrees. So remember, the minutes and seconds is a fraction of a degree. So that means that's going to give us a decimal representation to go with this 74. So we need to figure out what is that decimal representation. So I'm going to use the fact. So again, I'm trying to convert to degrees. And I don't know if y'all remember like the little railroad tracks back in science and physics that you learned, but if not, I'm going to refresh your memory. So I want to convert 8 minutes to degrees. So I want my final answer to be degrees. That means I need to have some conversion right here, but the conversion needs to have the degrees in the top. And I want the bottom conversion to be the same as this so that they'll cancel. So that means the bottom needs to be in minutes so that the minutes will cancel, okay? And so what do I know? I know that 60 minutes is 1 degree. So I put my 60 here and my 1 here. So this is the conversion that I was talking about that I needed, but I need to line it up to where it gives me what I want. So if I put minutes here, those minutes will cancel and that'll leave my answer in degree. So basically that means 8 divided by 60, 8 minutes is 8/60th of a degree. And that's true because 1 minute was 1/60th of a degree. So 8 minutes would be 8/60th. So to figure out what that is as a decimal, you just put it in your calculator. Do 8 divided by 60 and you see a repeating decimal. So you get 0.133333333 repeating, okay? Well, that's the degree part. Now we need to that's the minute part. Now we need to convert the seconds part. So 14 seconds. So remember, I want to do the same thing. I'm trying to convert it to degrees. So I want to multiply by a fraction where the top is in degrees and the bottom is in seconds so that those seconds will cancel. Well, remember, 3,600 seconds is equal to 1 degree. So 1 would go here and 3,600 would go here. And that's because the conversion is 1 degree is 3,600 seconds. So to figure out what this is, you're going to do 14. So that's 14 over 3,600. And that would be degrees. So you're going to do 14 divided by 3,600. Put that in the calculator and bam, you get that number right there. And that's 2 long decimals. That's 0.00388 repeating, okay? So I want to add that to the previous number, the 0.13333 repeating. So I'm going to take this number and this number. Now, if you don't want to do them separately, you can just add them as fractions. You can say 8 divided by 60, and I'll show y'all what I'm plugging in, plus 14 divided by 3,600. That way you don't have to put the decimals in separately. So I just went ahead and listed it out. So I have a graphing calculator, a TI-83 or 84. These work really, really good. And this is what I'll be using to show you how to do things in here. So plug that in, and it gives you 0.1372222. Now remember, the problem said to round to the nearest thousandth. So if I round that to the nearest thousandths, that'll be 0.137. So this would be 74 degrees, 74.137 degrees. So that's how I take the 8 minutes and the 14 seconds and convert it to decimal degrees. All right. So this is saying it's not actually a full degree, it's a fraction of a degree. And that's how you will work that problem. Let me know if you have any questions whatsoever. Okay, now for this last example, what we want to do is we want to go backwards. So we went from minutes and seconds to decimal degrees. So now we're going to go from decimal degrees to minutes and seconds. So we want to convert, let me see, what is it? 34.817 degrees. So 34.817 degrees. We want to convert that to degrees, minutes, and seconds. Alrighty. So we are going to use the same conversions that we used before. So we're going to use the same conversions as before. The fact that 160 minutes is 1 degree and 3,600 seconds is 1 degree. All right. But the way we're going to do it is we're going to break this up. So we know that the degree part that we have is 34 degrees. And the decimal part is the part that's going to become minutes and seconds. Okay. So the first thing we want to do is we want to take this 0.817 and we want to convert it to minutes. All right. So the way you do that, I'm going to do it over here separately. So remember, this is degrees. Now remember, I want to multiply by conversion, but I want this time the degrees to be in the bottom and the minutes to be in the top, because I want the answer, the final answer, to be minutes. I'm converting from degrees to minutes. Well, remember, 60 minutes is 1 degree. So the 60 will go on top and the 1 will go on bottom. My degrees will cancel, and so when I multiply this will give me my answer in minutes. So I want to do 0.817 times 60, and that gives me 49.02. And so this is 49.02 minutes. So I'm going to change this now. Now we have 34 degrees and 49.02 minutes, okay? And now I want to take this 0.02 because I know I have 49 minutes, but a second is a fraction of a minute. So now I want to take this 0.02 and I want to convert that to seconds. So in order to take the 0.02 and convert it to seconds, no, that's minutes, my bad. So that's 0.02 minutes, but I want to convert it to seconds. So that means I want to put a conversion here where the top is in seconds and the bottom is in minutes, because I want my final answer to be in seconds. So now you got to think, how many seconds is a minute? Well, 60 seconds is 1 minute. So you would do 0.02 times 60 and you get 1.2. And so 0.02 minutes is equal to 1.2 seconds. Again, your minutes cancel, the minute units cancel, leave you with seconds. So this ends up being 34 degrees, 49 minutes, and 1.2 seconds. And so that takes 34.817 degrees and converts it down to degrees, minutes, and seconds. Alrighty. So the thing that's key here is knowing these conversions, knowing that 1 second or 1 minute is 1/60th of a degree, or vice versa. 60 degrees or 60 minutes is 1 degree. Also knowing that 1 second is 1/60th of a minute, but 1/3600th of a degree, or vice versa. 3,600 seconds is 1 degree. 60 seconds is 1 minute, and so forth. So you need to know those conversions to be able to go back and forth between these. Alrighty. Hopefully this makes sense. We will be using these measurements throughout this trig class. So if you have any questions, now is the time to ask them. So go ahead and put your questions in the comments, okay? If not, if you didn't get to hit the subscribe button on the last video, go ahead and hit it. I would definitely appreciate it. And I will see you all in the next video. Thank you.